Imagine a world without photographs. No family portraits to line the walls, no snapshots of holidays or celebrations, no visual record of our history, our cultures, our planet. It would be a world stripped of a fundamental aspect of the human experience, the ability to capture and share moments in time. Without photography, our memories would fade, details lost to the passage of years. We would lose the tangible connection to our past, a visual tapestry woven from light and shadow. But thankfully, our world is filled with photographs. From the earliest blurry images to the high-definition masterpieces of today, photography has allowed us to freeze time, to hold on to fleeting moments and share them with others. It's a journey that began centuries ago, driven by a fundamental human desire to capture the world around us. Our exploration of photography takes us back to the earliest attempts at harnessing light. Long before the invention of film or cameras as we know them, there was the camera obscura, a darkened room or box with a small hole that projected an image of the outside world onto the opposite wall. This simple device, dating back to ancient civilizations, laid the foundation for the development of photography. The camera obscura, meaning dark chamber in Latin, was more than just a novelty. Artists utilized it as a drawing aid, tracing the projected images to create realistic depictions of landscapes and architecture. It wasn't until the 19th century that scientists and inventors began experimenting with ways to permanently capture these fleeting images. The breakthrough came in 1839 with the announcement of the daguerreotype process. Developed by Louis Daguerre, this revolutionary technique used a silver-plated copper sheet treated with iodine vapor to create a light-sensitive surface. After a lengthy exposure in a camera, the image was developed using mercury vapor, producing a remarkably detailed and permanent photograph. The daguerreotype process took the world by storm. For the first time, people could possess unique, one-of-a-kind images of themselves, loved ones, and the world around them. Studios dedicated to portraiture sprang up in cities, offering a glimpse into the past that had never been possible before. While the daguerreotype process was groundbreaking, it had its limitations. The images were delicate, easily scratched, and required lengthy exposure times. The search for a more practical and versatile photographic method continued. In the 1850s, the wet plate collodion process emerged as a significant advancement in photography. This technique used a glass plate coated with a light-sensitive solution of collodion, a syrupy liquid that dried to a tough, flexible film. The wet plate process produced negatives, allowing for multiple prints to be made from a single exposure. The wet plate collodion process was embraced by photographers for its relative affordability, faster exposure times, and the ability to create multiple copies of an image. It became the dominant photographic process of the mid-19th century, documenting everything from landscapes and architecture to portraits and news events. Section 4. The alchemy of collodion. Despite its advantages, the wet plate collodion process was still cumbersome and required photographers to coat, sensitize, expose, and develop their plates on the spot, often in makeshift darkrooms. The chemicals used were also hazardous, involving potentially explosive materials like ether and highly toxic substances like cyanide. The desire for a simpler, more accessible form of photography led to the development of dry plate photography in the 1870s. Dry plates, coated with a gelatin emulsion, could be manufactured in factories and stored for extended periods, eliminating the need for on-site preparation. This innovation paved the way for amateur photography to flourish, bringing the magic of image-making to the masses. Section 5. The democratization of image. In 1900, the Eastman Kodak Company introduced the Brownie camera, a simple and affordable box camera that revolutionized photography. Marketed with the slogan, "You press the button, we do the rest," the Brownie made photography accessible to everyone, regardless of technical expertise.